feel something lower vibrational, which is disappointment, when I ask them, have you applied for passports yet? And they're like, no.
Yeah, why do you, but you want that. They don't want that. I was talking about this earlier with Andre. I moved here and when I moved to Costa Rica, I had a place that would accommodate a sister, some nieces, anything. Nobody came. And I moved to even a bigger place that would accommodate all of my sisters and their children, and nobody showed up. And I would ask, when are you going to come visit me? And then I move here, and I'm like, I live on a farm. Like, how much more Texas can I get? Are you coming to visit? And it's like, and so I'm not doing that anymore. Even, I'm just going to live my life. And I know why they don't come. The thought of coming into this reality scares them, for sure. Like, what is she doing there? I know that she's working with these people and ceremonies, and now she talks about, I know she's vegan. How are we going to eat lettuce every day? Like, these are their thoughts, and so I just live, and I catch myself even thinking, well, when I have a baby, they'll definitely come. But that's me again thinking, like, what can I do to get them here? And that's not serving me. I don't want people to be here if they don't want to be here.
Yeah.
And I don't want you to bring your fear and stuff into my reality, especially when I have a baby. What are you going to do? Like, you birthed this baby in that tub? Where's the doctor? Like, leave. So, like, it's just accepting that they're not your family. They're content in what they're doing, and you're choosing to expand what you're offering in this reality, and that will not always align with them, and we have to accept that.
So is that like poor boundaries on my part, like me not respecting my own boundaries, or is it just, as you say, like me just...
Well, you have to decide on a boundary. What do you want your boundary to be? Do you want your boundary to be, okay, I'm going to call them, I'm going to tell them I love them. If I ask a question and they begin gossiping, will I listen without judgment? And that's a boundary. That's one boundary. Or will I stop them and say, I really don't want to hear you bitch about your boss. I love you, and I just wanted to tell you I was thinking about you, and then go. You've set a boundary. And then the next time you want to talk to them, are you going to open that gate, or are you going to keep it at a different level? And then you will have to continue to create these boundaries and be firm with them. But it's your boundary, not for them. You're not creating it for them, you're creating it for you. So if you feel judgment, then you need to, like, redirect that. Maybe fixate a new boundary after that, after you've already been triggered or something. That's what you're learning to do with them. But more importantly, it's crazy for us to judge people who are asleep.
Yeah.
That's all that people know to do in the 3D world, is to gossip. What you do. What else? What are we going to talk about? Our happiness with each other? It's like not a thing in the 3D world. It's let's talk about all the bad things that are going on. And so if we're going to talk to people in the 3D world, then we have to prepare ourselves energetically for that.
Yeah, a big part of my learning is just like really forming those boundaries and being aware of those with these certain people and sticking to it. It's so easy to just forget about that and then just to deal with it as it comes.
Or to suffer from it afterwards and be upset with yourself. So it's like, it's the same thing as when we wake up every day and we have to have really clean energetic hygiene. energetic hygiene is the most important thing we can do on a daily basis. That means if I wake up and I'm in a real pissy mood, y'all might not see me until I'm not. If, I don't know why. Maybe I had a dream. Maybe I woke up and I stepped in dog poop. I don't know. All of these things that could possibly happen. And my energy is like, rah. I'm not going to go out and greet you guys if I'm not sound. So that's my responsibility. So it's our responsibility to do that in every situation. I know when I'm going down now to the 3D world and I go into Puerto, I'm preparing myself each step of the way. Okay, this is how it's going to be. And, I'm only going to see the people that I love, and because I don't want to, like, I'm conscious of all of this. I'm working on my energetic hygiene. And that's our responsibility. So you have to do that in every situation, all the time. It's a constant practice. We don't have to do any protection spells or blah, because all we have to do is take care of our energy.
It's not overthinking. It's just being conscious of the actions
it's being
that are to come.
Present in your body. Your energy is stored in this vessel. So is this vessel in peace? Am I happy? Am I good? If not, maybe I just need to take some time for myself. But what we do, what we did, an old pattern a lot of times was, I'm in a shitty mood, I'm going to go to a friend's house, or I'm going to go to a bar, and I'm going to be I'm going to be around people so that I can feel better. Well, what you're just dumping your low vibe energy on others and attracting it. So it's best for us to stay with ourselves and take care of that before we go out and dump it on others, And then what our energy is what we're attracting. So if I come out and I'm in a really bad mood and my energy is like chaotic, I'm going to attract that chaos to me all day long. So it serves us to have that clean energetic hygiene. And the more you can stay with that, in that peace, and not reactive to, if you talk to your family and they do have low vibe things to say, you don't react. They're not going to want to talk to you about it anymore, because what they're wanting is a reaction. They're wanting you to agree, wow, what an asshole. I can't believe your boss did that. But if you're just like, cool. Well, I meditated today.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. Well, that person didn't mirror back to me what I wanted.
Let's try with another person.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want you to drop down to their frequency.
The whole plan is, let me drop their vibe down to match mine. But if you stay at a high vibe, then that they either have to rise to meet you, or they're just gonna not want to talk to you anymore. Okay, gotta go.
Sure.
I'm still gonna sit here with these flowers, be happy. And they're like, oh, I don't like their happiness.
That triggers me too much.
Yeah.
I had a hard time with guilt, especially with my mom, because she thinks I'm her personal therapist. And I've she loves to come to me with conflict, and I've started to be like, I hope you find your peace. And she's like, okay, I'll stop telling you about all my problems. You hate me. I'm an awful mother. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like,
wow,
no.
That's not what I said.
That's not what I said. Yeah, so it's like, but I'm getting better at just realizing that she's just projecting. And
a good thing to say whenever we have people that enjoy dumping their conflict or that information on us is to just simply ask, thank you for sharing. What is it that you need from me with this information? How can I be of service to you with this information? And then they're like,
I don't know. I
I just needed to tell you.
To dump my shit on you.
And what's great is you get to go, okay, well, I hope you feel better. I'm glad I could be that, I'm glad I could be that for you.
Yeah.
And then the next time she's going to think, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that to her. And then after the dump, you can say, well, would you like to hear about what I'm doing? Instead of reacting to that vibe. that's a beautiful way to help people maybe recognize what they're projecting, because they're like, oh wow, okay, I did just dump a lot, and yeah, I would like to know how you are. Maybe I should have asked that first. So it is a way for us to be a beautiful reflection of their higher expression.
Yeah. Making them like perhaps hopefully more conscious of their own
exactly. Because truly, deeply in people's hearts, they don't want to be that negative person. And instead of us going, oh, you're so negative all the time, we can just not acknowledge the negativity and you have grace. Thank you for sharing that with me. Is there something I can do for you to make you have a better day? That really throws them off too.
Let me see.
Here's what I need from you, okay? We just have to, what we're doing as we're growing and expanding our awareness is learning tools, valuable tools, and adding those tools to our toolbox over and over again. And that all comes through awareness and viewing as a neutral observer. Because if you're viewing your experience and your conversation with your mother as a neutral observer, then you see through her suffering. You see that instead of going, why does my mother have to dump this crap on me? And instead it's that woman she's suffering. And not viewing it as my damn mother, you know? It helps a lot, and these are just tools that we can continue to utilize in our lives so that we can remain in peace and not allow people to disrupt our peace. That's our goal, is to be in neutrality always, so that people can't disrupt our peace or disrupt our neutrality. Meaning someone is so extremely happy and they want to share everything. We stay in peace and not match that energy, because that's also them adjusting our energetic field. And just smile. Like, I'm happy you're happy, but I'm not going to match your intense energy. And the same whenever it's a low vibe.
I feel like the relationship with my mother, like, I remember you telling me this information, and I would just, every time I talked to her on the phone, like FaceTime and stuff, and she would like trigger me, and I would try to be like, let's not get triggered anymore. And well, that didn't happen. I very much got triggered still, and what I feel really changed for me was when I realized that when I was more at peace, when I was able to be more at peace and be a more neutral observer, was because I just realized that the relationship I had with myself, I had given myself more compassion. And so that's what I realized, that because I improved the relationship with myself and gave myself more love and compassion, that's when I was able to see her in the eyes of compassion.
Absolutely.
Because I had came to that place with myself. Before, I didn't have that much compassion for myself. I had a lot of judgment, and so that's what I was projecting, and that's why she triggered me so much. So yeah. That's how it felt. The really big change came with her, because that's how I feel like everything is about. Like, the relationship I have with myself will show up in my relationships. with other people.
Absolutely. Everyone's a mirror.
Yes.
So how am I treating myself is what I'm going to receive from others.
Yeah, and it was so beautiful. It's been so beautiful for me to witness that evolution with the relationship with my mother, to really see that, like, wow, I really see now that I have more love and compassion for myself, and now I see this shows up in our relationship, and it's really, really beautiful, and it's brought me a lot of peace.
Yeah. Your energy when you speak with your mother is, wow, so much better.
Yeah. Yeah.
That used to rock you for days.
Yeah.
And it was like, this woman.
But she's been my biggest teacher because
yeah.
she's been my biggest trigger.
Our mothers usually are one of our greatest teachers.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to see my contribution in it.
Right.
I didn't want to know that it was actually, everything was about me. I just wanted to, like, kind of put that on her. Like, why are you so like this? Why are you, you know?
And then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it's me.
Yeah. And then when I evolved, and, you know, it organically shifted
Yeah,
the energy.
absolutely.
So don't really have to worry about other people as long as we
Right.
Yeah.
take care of ourselves. It's going to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a big mirror message for you, is when you have judgment for your brother or mother or whatever, it's because you still have that judgment for yourself.
Well, it was like when it did occur, I had no emotion towards it. So it's just like a preference I feel, rather than like would it still be a judgment if there was no emotion towards it, because it didn't really bring me down.
Yeah, of course, it's still judgment because you're viewing that as a low frequency. Anytime we can, like, it's a judgment. If we see or hear someone, like, oh, they're low vibe, it's judgment. Instead of, I see that, you know, they're suffering. Or just more so acknowledging ourselves of thinking, I don't resonate with that. That's the best way for us to view in that neutral observer is, yeah, I don't resonate with that. I don't align with that. And then we just simply let it be. Continue to talk badly about whoever you want. It's just not mine. It's not for me.
Yeah, I went on to help him rephrase that.
Oh, Stefan.
Good intentions.
It was pretty pleasant. It was pretty pleasant. He took it well.
That's good.
Yeah. Like, it was lighthearted.
Did you ask, may I offer you a reframe?
I did not ask.
Ask. May I offer you a reframe of how you can view, a reframe of perspective of your boss? It would be helpful. And then if they say yes, then you get to continue. If they say no, then you know that they are just interested in being in that vibe. And you just let it be.
Sí. Claro.
I think that's finished.
Terminado.
You're like,
Yeah, good stuff.